Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think yesterday we were discuss about the Lawson rearrangement reaction. What is Lawson rearrangement reaction? What are the starting material used for Lawson rearrangement reaction? In which condition Lawson rearrangement reaction are carried out, and what kind of the end product obtained, as well as what is the intermediate obtained in a Lawson rearrangement reaction. What are the important feature of Lawson rearrangement reaction? How one can identify the given reaction is a Lawson reaction or not? The all explanation regarding Lawson rearrangement reaction we already described in our previous lectures. So today what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss the next rearrangement reaction, reaction number 6. The name of that reaction is the Schmidt rearrangement reaction, or we can just call it as a Schmidt reaction. Let us first look at the definition of the Schmidt rearrangement reaction. Conversion of carboxylic acid to primary amine having one carbon atom less in single step by reaction with hydroxylic acid in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid is known as Schmidt reaction. See the definition once again. Conversion of carboxylic acid to amine having one carbon atom less in a single step reaction with hydroxylic acid in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid is known as Schmidt reaction or the Schmidt rearrangement reaction. Let us represent whatever we said in the definition. Let us look at the starting material they have chosen is carboxylic acid, and that carboxylic acid treated with HN3. Remember here, most of the students get confused here. They might think that they know the formula of ammonia. Ammonia having as a formula NH3. Remember, one nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atom is known as ammonia. This is known as a ammonia. But here look at is exactly opposite. Hydrogen atom is only one atom and get attached with 3 nitrogen atom. Means the student, those are first looking at first sight, if they look, they might think that it is a printing mistake, but it is not the printing mistake, it is a chemical formula, and the name of this chemical is a hydroxylic acid. The name of this compound is a hydroxylic acid. Remember, this is a hydroxylic acid. We know that sodium azide, instead of that sodium get replaced by here hydrogen, and that's why it is known as a hydrazoic acid. And this hydrazoic acid, in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, the product formed will be this one, concentrated sulfuric acid H2SO4. And when this reaction is carried out in acidic medium, the end product obtained will be the conversion of, this is a carboxylic acid, this is known as a carboxylic acid, and this carboxylic acid, with the help of hydroxylic acid in the presence of sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, the product gives this one RNH2 plus carbon dioxide that goes in the atmosphere. In addition to that, there is a driving force is to the elimination or evolution of nitrogen atom here, N2. So, and this reaction, rearrangement reaction is the type of the reaction where once again there is a nitrogen transition state is formed, and that further converted into as a alkyl cyanide, isocyanate, or you can call it as a just as a isocyanate. Isocyanate is an intermediate alkyl or maybe alkyl or aryl. Isocyanate is obtained, and that is a very reactive, and that isocyanate can be isolated because that intermediate can be isolated, but transition state cannot be isolated. But here the, and there here remember not NH3, here is a NO2, and this is known as a primary amine. This is known as a primary amine. Primary amine can be obtained by using this, and this reaction, overall reaction is called as a Schmidt rearrangement reaction. How the mechanisms takes place, how there is a evolution of carbon dioxide or nitrogen, what is the driving force behind the rearrangement reaction, and proceeding, this reaction is proceeding through which intermediate or the transition state, that is we are going to discuss shortly. And before that, remember hydroxylic acid is highly toxic. See, this NH3 HN3, don't, this ammonia we know that it is a basic in nature, but this HN3 is a hydroxylic acid, is highly toxic and explosive. This one, this chemical hydroxylic acid is highly toxic and explosive, and hence is generated in situ by adding sodium azide. By adding sodium azide, N3 is called as a sodium azide. This is known as a sodium azide. Sodium azide. Sodium azide gradually to the solution of carboxylic acid in sulfuric acid. Remember once again, hydroxylic acid is highly toxic and explosive, and hence is generated in situ by adding sodium azide gradually to the solution of carboxylic acid in sulfuric acid. Now let us look at the mechanism of this reaction. How the mechanism, as we know that there is a conversion of step by step event taking place during the reaction is known as mechanism or the transformation of reactant into the product step by step is known as a mechanism. The addition of hydrochloric acid A, suppose, to a protonated carboxylic acid leads to formation of protonated azide, which is represented as a B. The protonated azide subsequently loses nitrogen molecule to give the intermediate C that undergoes rearrangement to give isocyanate. Third point, alkyl or aryl group is migrated from carbon in carbonyl group to electronic deficient nitrogen with the retention of configuration. Once again, retention of configuration means if you start with the optically active substrate, then the end product obtained will be optically active in nature, no doubt about it. But if your substrate has R configuration, then the product must have R configuration. And so that type of the process is known as retention of configuration. And the isocyanate thus formed is further hydrolyzed under the reaction condition to give amine with elimination of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the driving force behind this mechanism to get the primary amine. Let us look at as a mechanism once again how the product are formed that we are going to discuss. We are discussing here. Here first one, R C double bond OH, it will be treated with concentrated sulfuric acid. So what is going to happen? The lone pair which is present on carbonyl oxygen first abstract or first pick up that acidic proton from sulfuric acid, and you will get this type of the species, and this species is known as protonated acid. And that protonated acid, then further there is a nucleophilic attack of azide. We are generally writing N triple bond N, positive charge over here and negative charge on that nitrogen atom, because azide act as an nucleophile, and therefore it is going to attack on this carbonyl carbon, and we will be getting here the product like this: R, then C, OH, then we can write here OH, then N, H, N triple bond N. Here is a positive charge over there, and after that what is happening? There is a loss of water molecule H2O. one hydrogen from here and OH from here like this, and we will be getting here R, then COH I am writing like this, then double bond N, then N triple bond N like this. Now once again this is a enolic form, it undergoes resonance form, so this bond comes here to form as a double bond, and that hydrogen atom goes on that nitrogen atom once again, and you will be getting here R C double bond O N H N triple bond N, positive charge once again. Then there is a loss of proton here like this, leaving its bonding pair on that nitrogen atom, and we will be getting here R C double bond O N minus, then N triple bond N, positive charge on the middle, and then in the next step there is a elimination of nitrogen molecule that goes in the atmosphere. The species which we are going to get here is a N minus, that is a nitrine. It is known as a nitrine species. We are getting here, and once that nitrine is formed, that nitrine can be rearranged, double bond over here, and this R group migrate from here to here, nitrogen atom, and we will be getting as an intermediate R N double bond C double bond O, that is alkyl cyanate, alkyl isocyanate will be the intermediate, and then it is further treated with water molecule, this water molecule attacking on that carbonyl carbon, and there is a double bond shifted from here. We are getting R N H, then C here OH. I am writing this is a carboxylic carbamic acid we are getting over there, and that carbamic acid is a very unstable. There is a evolution of what we can call it as a carbon dioxide, and we will be getting R NH2 plus CO2, and that is in the form of gases that goes in the atmosphere, and the compound which we are getting as a primary amine here. This will be the primary amine we have got over here. So in this way we have discussed the mechanism of Schmidt rearrangement reaction. Now let us look at some of the example of Schmidt rearrangement reaction, so that you can get the fair idea. Essentially, we must able to predict the product once you know the mechanism. Now the example number 1 here, ketones also reacts with hydroxyic acid under a strong acidic condition to give substituted amides by Schmidt reaction. For example, benzophenone gives a benzanalide. Benzophenone gives a, we know that the structure of benzophenone will be this one. This is the structure of benzophenone. I am writing here 2 benzene ring on both sides of the carbonyl compound, and therefore it is known as a benzophenone. This is the structure of benzophenone, and that also get reacted with this HN3 is known as hydroxyic acid. This is known as a hydroxyic azoic acid, and in presence of H plus or concentrated H plus, generally it is coming from H2SO4. The resulting compound obtained will be here pH, C double bond O, NH, and pH. It is known as a benzanylide. Benzanylide is known as a benzanylide. And now, how do we show the mechanism of that benzanylide? Let us see here mechanism. I am taking as a short form, then pH, then HN, then N triple bond N. Here is a minus charge, and in an acidic medium, as we know that first one it will pick up the proton from here, and we will be getting, and this negative charge is going to attack over there. You will be getting pH, then COH, OH I am writing over here, then NH, N triple bond N. Now there is a elimination of water molecule, minus H2O get evolve like this, and we will be getting here pH, then COH, double bond N, then here positive charge, N triple bond N, positive charge on that nitrogen atom, and after that this is a tautomerism, so that we will be getting here pH, then C double bond O, then NH, and pH. It is nothing but as a benzanylide. So this is a simplest example we have seen over here. In case of asymmetrical ketones, this is a symmetrical ketone because on both sides there is a phenyl group, and such type of the aromatic ketones are known as symmetrical ketones. In case of asymmetrical ketones, two isomeric amides can be formed. In case of alkyl aryl ketones, for example acetophenone, usually aryl group migrate preferentially. Remember once again as a migratory aptitude, and what is the force behind for that migration, that we already learned in so many rearrangement reaction. And here acetophenone Schmidt reaction gives acetanilide in 77% yield. So that is a second example which we are going to discuss here. Let's see that everybody knows the structure of acetophenone pH, C double bond O, CS3. This will be the structure of acetophenone, and it will be treated with hydrazonic acid in presence of concentrated H2SO4. It produces the pH, C double bond pH, then pH, NH, C double bond O, CS3. This type of the compounds are generally termed as acetanilide. Acetanilide. This is the product formed over here. And as we know that the general mechanism of Schmidt rearrangement reaction you can apply here. So you will be getting here the side product are carbon dioxide as well as nitrogen, both are in a gaseous form, and therefore resulting compound obtained will be it is free from the impurities. Now let us see here how one can show the mechanism here. Let's see mechanism. First one, this pH, C double bond O, then CS3. The carbonyl oxygen will pick up the proton from here. We will be getting pH, C double bond OH, positive charge over here. Then CS3, and this will be treated with that hydroxyic acid, and as we know that the hydroxyic acid is represented by this formulae, and this nucleophile going to attack over there, and you will be getting here pH, then COH. Here I am writing as this CS3, then NH. Now there will be this N triple bond N positive charge over here. Once again there is a elimination of water molecule takes place here. H2O get evolved during this process, and you will be get here pH C. Here double bond N CS3, then N triple bond N positive charge over here. Now in the very next step, what is going to happen, or the maybe as a what we can call it as a this negative charge over here, there is a departure of nitrogen atom, so you will get pH, then C. Here we can write N minus charge, then CS3 positive charge over there. Now then there will be a phenyl group migrate from here to here on nitrogen atom, and then this get neutralized, so that we will be getting here PHN double bond C, then CS3, right, positive charge over here, and after that there will be a water molecule attacking over there. You will be getting pH N double one N OH, then CS3, then is a enol form, and you will be getting here is a carbon atom, not the nitrogen carbon atom. You will get here pH, then NHC double bond O CS3 in this manner. Thus the overall Schmidt reaction involves insertion of NH group between carbonyl carbon and the alkyl group of the ketone. So that is a overall reaction, and in our next lecture we will discuss the remaining part of the Schmidt rearrangement reaction. I think with this let us stop today here. Remaining we will see in our upcoming lecture. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.